Dear students, we shall discuss third poem of book Flamingo, class 12th, Keeping Quiet by Pablo Neruda. First of all, about the poem. This poem is a call for all those who are divided on the basis of race, language, religion, nationality, or anything that divides them. The poet wants to bring all of them into the state of peace and tranquility. How will he do it? He wants all of us to sit in silence for self introspection. First of all, I am doing line wise explanation of first paragraph, which are the opening lines of the poem. Now we will count to 12. What does he say? The poet appeals that there should be peace and calm on earth, and he asks everyone to stay silent when he counts up to 12. This is actually practice for the beginners who are not in the habit of sitting still. And moreover, this counting means round the clock. 12, the word 12 denotes round the clock practice of this silence. When do we need to sit in silence? Whenever we are in dilemma, whenever we are stressed, whenever we need to reach at some kind of decision, we need to sit in silence. Why should we do it? For having different benefits of silence and peace. Paragraph 2 now, line 3rd to 6th, which start from for once on the face of earth, from here up to arms so much. He wants us to at least experience this stillness once on the face of earth. Means this experience has not been taken before that, which is going to end all kind of discrimination. Whenever we are speaking, we are using different languages. These are creating discrimination. And if we are in silence, that is, we are using a single language, that is the language of silence, we shall experience a great feeling of togetherness and universal brotherhood. He also asks us not to move our arms. It means there should not be any physical activity and no weapons should be used. Line 7th to 10th, that is paragraph 3rd. He says, this moment of sitting still is going to be very exciting, very enticing, because it would be experienced for the first time. There would not be any rush. It would be without rush, without engine. What it means? There would not be any hurry. There would not be any physical activity. Moreover, no machines would be at work. In this hour of silence, we all shall experience togetherness and this sudden strangeness. This is very sudden and strange feeling of universal brotherhood, which people are deprived of having whenever there, most of the time, there is enmity. So in this hour, we all shall have the feeling of peace, togetherness, and universal brotherhood. Paragraph 4th, explanation. Fishermen in the cold sea from here up to hurt hands. Now the poet asks everyone to give our life a thought. He wants us to stay still. Likewise, fishermen, they will also sit still. They will not harm whales. Continuously, they are involved in such a process of harming whales. They will also stop for some time. How will it benefit? It will benefit in the way that extinction of whales will be postponed. Then he also asks men who are gathering salt, they will also stop. They are in the continuous process of gathering salt, and this continuous process has caused much harm to their hands. They have never found any time to look at the wounded hands. At least they will sit still and find out how much harm they have caused to themselves. What are actual meanings of these lines? Fisherman, salt gatherer, all symbolize human beings. Man, in his greed and selfishness, he is using cruelty towards nature. Nature is harmed, and finally, all the destruction befalls upon us, human beings. We are hurt in the process of hurting nature. At least we should stop for some time to introspect so that in future we should involve ourselves into productive activity. Now paragraph 5th on page number 96. Those who prepare green wars from here up to in the shade doing nothing. Poet wants that warmongers, the people who crave for war, who are they? They are politicians, they are scientists, they are statesmen, or any other people who wants the violence. They should also stay silent, according to the poet. They are involved in different kind of wars. Green wars actually means wars against nature. Whenever there is environmental degradation, this is war against nature. Wars with gas, fire, these are chemical, nuclear wars which cause much destruction. And the poet wants them to realize, even if they emerge victorious, even if they get victory, there would not be any survivors to enjoy, to celebrate this victory. What should they do rather? They should rather walk with their brothers. Why he is calling brother? These people are presently considered enemies. They should be taken as brothers and they should put on clean clothes. Put on clean clothes means there should be amity, there should be friendship, they should come out with clear hearts in the shade of peace. Doing nothing means not involving themselves into any activity. So he wants every one of them to sit still so that they can understand other human beings who are taken as enemies. Paragraph 6. What I want should not be confused from here up to death. Poet does not want himself to be misunderstood. There are two things he is using in this paragraph. First, he wants that this hour of stillness should not be taken as inactivity. Inactivity means laziness, sluggishness. He does not want that human beings should take it as laziness because life is always about up and doing something. It does not mean that he wants us to be lazy. Moreover, he does not want it to associate with death. According to him, death is a permanent stoppage to all activities, whereas he wants only temporary stillness. This stillness should be used for introspection because all human beings are obsessed with a single idea, that is the idea of making progress on all costs. We just exist, we do not live. So human beings have failed to understand themselves, and this silence might remove this sadness. Why this sadness has come? Because we do not understand ourselves. And till date, we are threatened with death because we are constantly involved in self destruction. So, we are coming to paragraph 7th. Perhaps the earth from here up to alive. Poet is using a very powerful symbol from nature to make us realize this power of silence. He says, earth is a great teacher which remains calm on the surface, but there is great activity underneath. But earth has the power to give life to dead remains. Even when there is complete destruction, life is still started anew on this earth. So, through these lines, he talks about the power of silence. Now we are coming to closing two lines of the poem. Now I will count to 12 and you keep quiet and I will go. In first two lines you must have noticed he says that now let us. He is involving himself with this hour of silence along with other people, but now he says I'll count to 12, you keep still, I'll go. It means he wants everyone to practice this continuously even in his absence.